Welcome back to L Formula for your daily dose of F1 news. Today we'll find out how much Christian Horner got paid out from his Red Bull contract. When does FIA President Ben Sulayem would like to bring back the V8s? Is Max Verstappen secretly meeting up with Toto whilst on holiday? All that and more. As always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So according to this Planet F1 article, they have calculated that Christian Horner would have had more than 5 years to run on his existing contract. They estimate that he could have got £50 million as a potential payout to terminate his contract. Now, how do they get to this number, you may ask? According to its most recent filed accounts, the highest paid director of Red Bull Technology, the company that controls Red Bull Racing, earned $8.915 million in 2023, believed to be Horner. That increased from 8.044 the previous year and is likely to have risen further off the back of Max Verstappen's driver's title last year. So you can imagine, if you're getting paid in the high single-digit millions for many years, what his potential net worth might be. So the rumors of him working alongside a consortium of investors to buy out Alpine does not seem as outlandish as it did before. Now, we've all seen the video of Christian Horner addressing the staff at Red Bull announcing that he'll be leaving, but we have not had any statement directly from him to the public. This is the first statement, which was posted on Instagram, and he said the following: "After an incredible journey of 20 years together, it is with a heavy heart that today I say goodbye to the team I have absolutely loved. Every one of you, the amazing people at the factory, have been at the heart and soul of everything that we have achieved. Win and lose every step of the way. We have stood by each other as one, and I will never forget that. It has been a privilege being part of and leading this epic team, and I'm so proud of our collective accomplishments and you all. Thanks to the amazing partners and fans who have enabled us to go racing. Your support has helped grow the team from its humble beginnings to an F1 powerhouse that laid claim to 6 Constructors' Championships and 8 Drivers' Championships. Equally, thank you to our rivals, with whom there would be no racing at all. You've pushed us, challenged us, and enabled us to achieve accolades we never dreamed possible. The competition has made every victory sweeter and every setback an opportunity to develop and grow. Formula One is a sport built on relentless ambition, passion, and respect. The rivalries have been fierce, but the mutual drive to innovate and raise the bar is what has made this journey so special. It has been an honor to be part of this incredible era of motorsport. I leave with immense pride in what we have achieved and also what is in the pipeline for 2026. And huge respect for everyone who's made F1 the pinnacle it is today. Thank you. 6 Constructors' Championships, 8 Drivers' Championships, 124 victories, 12 sprint race wins, 287 podiums, 107 pole positions, 100 fastest laps. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, as many in F1 hate him for various reasons. He has done around 20 seasons in F1. If this was a stat of a driver, you would be absolutely gobsmacked. I do think he's probably one of the best team principals to have ever existed. He has won championships across 2 different F1 regulations and was on the verge of making the team fully vertically integrated by having their own engine manufacturing. The only teams that can do that at this moment is Ferrari and Mercedes. I honestly don't think this is the end of him. I think there will be a second chapter to his career. So this makes Toto Wolff the longest standing team principal on the grid, with 4,552 days as team principal. Everyone else has only been there for less than 3 seasons, which really shows you the turnover at the highest level of the organization. And when you think about it, Christian Horner's stint was an anomaly. So it's now become clear that Laurent Mekies is going to be both the CEO and team principal of Red Bull Racing. From previous statements, it sounded like he was only the team principal. So this is what he had to say: "It's an honor to be part of this group of brilliant people that embody the Red Bull spirit. Together, we will achieve great results, building on the incredible legacy left by Christian Horner during his 2 decades in charge." Now, in a second, I'll give my opinion on this, but I think Ralf Schumacher does kind of sum up what I'm thinking. Max wants to stay at Red Bull if it is all possible, but this valley that Red Bull is now going through, I'm afraid, will take a while. It'll usually take 2 to 3 years. I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of changes at Red Bull. Most roles that were direct reports to Christian will all be up for review. The organizational structure will also change to Mekies' liking. They will be hiring from rival teams, and then to get through all of that and the gardening leave for the newcomers, this will take years. So probably this will be in time for the next Formula One regulations, which is supposed to be in 2029. Speaking of which, FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem is hoping to bring back the V8s, which would be after just 3 years of the 2026 PU regulations. So this is what he had to say. So hopefully by 2029, we will have something there. But the fuel is also very expensive, and we have to be very careful with that. Transmissions are very expensive. So either they are not convinced by the new regulations that they're going to be exciting, or this is his way of winning brownie points among the teams and the drivers. But what a waste of money that would be on the R&D for designing this new powertrains for 2026 if it's only going to last for 3 years. Just to be clear, I am all for the V8s. They sound much better when you go to a Grand Prix. I went to the Singapore Grand Prix in 2013 and it was something else. The current powertrains are pretty much domesticated compared to the wild roar of the V8s, V10s, and also the V12s. Continuing on the topic of Ben Sulayem, he's keen to get a 12th team on the grid. He wants a Chinese team, and talks have allegedly been held. I'm in favor of this. They are literally the manufacturing hub of the world. The talent there is immense, and I genuinely think they would knock it out of the park. Also, it would mean that there will be 2 more seats available for drivers on the F1 grid, which would give more opportunities for new young drivers to join F1. So I haven't read this article myself to confirm because it's behind a paywall, but according to Eric Van Haren, the Verstappen camp did not demand Horner should leave, nor does his leave guarantee that Max will stay at Red Bull. Around the Hungarian and Belgian Grand Prix or during the summer break, what Max will do will be definitively announced. This kind of sounds contradictory to what the Verstappen camp wanted all this time. The general mantra was Christian had to go. So even after he's been let go, it still does not guarantee Max Verstappen staying, which is absolutely wild. And this kind of leads us into this. Today, the position of Max Verstappen and Toto Wolff's boats and jets have been sending the rumor mill overdrive. So according to this, you can see Max and Toto are not far off from each other off the coast of Sardinia. You can see his flight logs taking off from Nice at 12:27 in the afternoon today and flying back to Nice at 7:12 in the evening. Literally 5 hours of negotiation, and we could be seeing Max Verstappen move to Mercedes for the 2026 season. Is this all speculation, or do you think there's something to it? Sticking on the topic of Red Bull, Helmut Marko says there will be an upgrade for Spa and Hungary. This is what he had to say, but we will have new parts on the car for both weekends and hope that this has a positive effect. This will probably help Red Bull be the best of the rest. The McLarens are in another stratosphere, and there's no way of them catching up to them, which corroborates with what Helmut Marko said here. Helmut has checked out from the Drivers' Championship. He thinks it's all over. It is now only between Norris and Piastri. On to Ferrari now. Not so long ago, Vasseurs' job was looking shaky, but according to Sky Sports, the feeling is that the partnership between Vasseur and Ferrari will continue. However, the process is believed to be not so straightforward, as Fred likely needs more decision-making power. He will want to operate as the boss of the Ferrari F1 team. I've said it in the past, team principals need about 5 years to really show what they are capable of. Of course, if they're going backwards by a lot, then get rid of them. But that has not been the case for Fred. They are currently a top 3 team, but the 2026 regs is what we should be marking him against. But knowing how impatient Ferrari is, I think we need to keep a close eye on Fred. If there are any other slip-ups in the team, he'll be the next on the chopping block. Daniel Ricciardo's name has come up around the drivers for the new Cadillac team. Cadillac principal Graham Loudon has said that choosing Daniel Ricciardo would be a bad choice because you shouldn't have to convince someone to drive the car. I think after his McLaren and AlphaTauri performance, I think he probably knows that this is not for him anymore. Something has either changed in him where he isn't the same as before, whether it's his reaction time, adapting his driving style around this new formula, or just he's not as hungry as before. Fernando Alonso has given a spicy take on drivers who perform well in the wet. I have the experience, but I don't have the data. So unless I have everything in the cockpit, I can see the radar, the tire temperatures, the graining, the lap times of others. There are many factors where they are aware, and when they call me to pit, I pit. I can feed back the track conditions, but I cannot do much more than that. Whoever says drivers make these conditions and win races is speaking bullshit. This is a data-driven race with all the parameters we have in the car, and I think the first stop was difficult to read. I understand that. I think what he means is his race in Silverstone is a great example of how the team who has the forecast of the weather and the strategy team making the most important decisions can impact where he is in the pecking order. Lance Stroll ended up finishing higher than Alonso, even though he qualified much further behind than Alonso. And all of this was because of the pit wall. So I don't know what you think. Do you agree with him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Finally, Valtteri Bottas has confirmed that Alpine have contacted him. So maybe for the second half of the season, we might see him in pink. Alright guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for listening in.